everybody, I'm going to show you how to make your Recipal nutrition fact label in this video. It's pretty simple, though there can be some complications at times, and so I figured this would be an easy way to kind of show you the tricks of the trade to get you prepared to make your own. We're actually going to use this same website when we do our cost calculations as well, but that will be the second video. Just know that you're going to the same place. So watch this one first for sure, because we need to sign up and make sure that we have our account. Sign up with a web address or an email address that you would like to be able to use and access later, maybe if you want one. We need to have the selection made about being a student, simply because it gives you certain qualities and characteristics that we want. And then you will hit sign up. I've already done that, so I'm just going to go to mine really quickly, and here we are. We are going to make a sample Pico de Gallo label just for our example right now. So yours will look similar, but you're going to say new blank recipe, and it may come up with a number for the name, but you get to change that later, so don't panic. Now we go to recipe actions and edit recipe, and we start adding what we want. So if I'm making Pico de Gallo, of course I'm going to add some tomatoes. So if you just type in tomatoes, obviously you're going to get a lot of different results. I used in particular Roma tomatoes, so feel free to add that. It kind of narrows down your search results. I show you that simply because some of you are going to have very particular ingredients that you used. For example, if you used Hershey's cocoa powder, okay, you're going to need to put that because there are other products that may be similar that may have different nutritional value. So if they are there, then do the most specific one possible. Okay, put the most specific wording that you can and see if it's there. If it's not there, obviously go with the one that is closest to it in your book so that we can make sure we have the closest and most accurate results possible. Then you hit add to recipe, the green button, and it will show up down below, but don't worry, we'll get to that in a second. So I like to just add all my ingredients at first. We're going to add some good old garlic. I'm going to show you with the garlic powder example just because it gives us an interesting result here. So again, I'm going to hit add to recipe. I need some good old onion, so I'm going to hit onions raw. There we go, add to recipe. See how you can, there's sometimes very particular results. So keep scrolling down until you find the one that really is what you added. Then lastly, we're going to try to add some lime juice here, okay, just to give you another example. I'm going to say that I added just the already squeezed in a bottle lime juice, but of course it differs based on whatever you use. So again, be as particular as you can. After all your ingredients are added, scroll down and you will see your recipe ingredients now, okay? Actually, I'll show you that. Okay, now this is where we start to change our quantities and our units, okay? Every ingredient is going to have set units, and for some reason when I do the video you can't see the units that I show down on this drop down menu, but there will be some different ones. So do your drop down menu to make sure that you find the one that fits closest to what you actually did in your recipe. This is why I've been stressing the importance of writing the recipe with specific ingredient or specific amounts in mind. So be honest with what you actually put into your recipe, again, for accuracy. So if we did 3 Roma tomatoes, which is probably what I do for some good old pico, let's say that's probably approximately 2 cups. So you're going to change that to this quantity here just by changing the number. And you can see it automatically changes the grams. Some of them are going to be more complicated, like spices or flour, if you have very specific measurements, depending again on the drop-down menu. This one has ounces, grams, gallon, pounds, teaspoon, tablespoon. If I added 2 teaspoons here, okay, you'll see that it changes as we go along. But again, pick the one that's closest to yours. Onion, a cup is fine. Lime juice is going to get a little bit more complicated. So we added a certain amount here that is going to not really be visible. So if I added like a tablespoon of lime juice into my Pico de Gallo, tablespoon is not an option. So, oh no, so again, what do I do? Well, go with something that is convertible in your mind. So a cup is a good option there, and so we're going to stick with that. There are 8 tablespoons in a half of a cup. We know that from a stick of butter. So then that means there's 16 tablespoons in a whole cup. And if I used one of those, then I'm going to have to change this quantity, do a little calculating just as I'm doing maybe, and I find that that is 0.07. So that's how you kind of have to do that. So do, again, the best suggestion that you can. Some of you might have to find a unit conversion thing here. So measurements, if you put in like unit conversion for cooking, you're going to find some very specific results here that will help you change between all of the measurements. But use these as your guide, and if you need help with that, let me know. I will definitely help you. But again, be as specific as you can to get the best result. Now we're going to move down to the net weight. I encourage you, obviously, to get that, but if you forgot at the end of your recipe, it's okay. This obviously is for our nutrition facts label, which would need to be on there for a real product. I didn't require it for you guys, but if you did happen to weigh yours, then awesome, you can add that there. Then we determine, okay, how many packages did I fill up with this one recipe of pico that I just made according to these quantities? So if out of this one pico de gallo recipe, I got 2 packages of pico, okay, cool, then that number would need to change. But chances are you're going to make just what you need for your package. But there are some exceptions, so make sure that you plan that. Then you get to say what you are going to suggest as your serving size. For pico, we would maybe say, a fourth of a cup to a half of a cup. So if you change that here, whatever you think is right for your thing. So if you have 2 cookies being a suggested serving size, then that's fine. This will show up on your nutrition facts label later. So if in our whole package of pico de gallo, if it made 2 cups of pico, which would probably be a little bit more, but let's say it made 2 cups of pico, right? Then that I'm going to do some little calculating, and that's 4 servings per package. Again, this comes up later on your nutrition facts label, so plan accordingly. And then you can name your product, which we will want to do according to what you have already done on your planning process. And then you're done. So we hit go straight to label, and you're going to see it looks pretty cool and pretty close to what it actually looks like on the back of the package. I love it. So this nutrition facts label will give you insight into what is actually in it. We have our ingredient list down here. This is our contact information. You can change that by selecting here and then typing in our school address. If you have a recipe that includes any of these allergies, then you'll need to select this as well so that the little contain statement comes up, but ours does not, so we don't need to. And then just as a couple other things that you may need to change, depending on the package that you're creating, your packaging prototype, you may need to change the shape of it. And it's pretty cool. The label type will allow you to change the alignment, I guess, or the shape of your nutrition facts label. So pretty cool. From this point, you can hit save, and there you go. It will come up below, save that, you'll print it off, and eventually it will go onto your packaging prototype. So that's it. If you need help, holler, and I will come by and help you out how to make this happen for your ingredients. But the key is just be as accurate as you possibly can with the addition of your ingredients, and you'll get a really cool nutrition fact label in the end. Okay, good luck.